Yeah, good. That's it. That looks good. Yeah, it looks great. Just always keep in mind that you want to shoot your arm as close into your body as possible. Like basically, if you've ever seen Wing Chun, and they do a drill called sticking hands. Now, Wing Chun's not a particularly effective martial art. You know, they stand like this. And then they do those like hand trapping drills. And you're like doing all this stuff, which isn't that great. But there's a move in it called Tan Sao where you push down the middle like this and you kind of twist. It's kind of like winding in longsword. And as you go for the underhook, your arm starts like this and you kind of twist like that, which keeps your elbow in really, really close. And it means that when your arm gets in, you can like hook onto the back of their shoulder quite quickly. If you can't grab your own wrist, you go, oh, and that's an actual underhook, is when you're up on their shoulder like that. So let's do now the one off the head control. So on that one, the most common way is I'm here, I'm probably fighting an arm, and then I go, and get one underhook like this. This time we're doing it with the one that's on the head first. And so we scoop down their chest, hook and grab like that. So same thing, just different arms. Alrighty, and go. Yeah, relax. And so both of those share, it's basically the same principle as fencing and boxing, where if I've got the head and I'm wanting to underhook with this arm, I want to keep it in tight grab, or if I'm on their head, I want to fold down their chest and keep it in tight. Basically, we're trying to control that central box as much as possible. In wrestling, it's a bit different because you're on one side. But yeah, the idea is you don't want to go out with the hook, or when you're on the head, you don't want to reach like this. You kind of fold and scoop, and so everything's in really, really tight. So let's do the last one of those, which is just a blitz attack. Normally, if you're doing this on someone for real and they've got arms, you'll probably be in a long clinch like this, and they make some kind of mistake. They suddenly try to like grab your head or something like this, and you go, oh, okay, and take a double underhook. The other one is that they're just a person without very good reflexes, and you just, boom, and you just hit it really, really fast. You can take people by surprise and really try to shoot your arms down it like this. So you should feel like your elbows are behind the underhooks, not obviously doing that, because that's really an easy mistake to make. You want to like this with your palms facing up, and that'll keep you tucked in. Okay. All right, let's do it. Okay, go. Yeah, that's it. That looked great. Really good. Okay, relax. So if you remember the drills we did, generally after this, we get that initial lift and then do that secondary bump, either twisting or just getting them higher to get the big throws. Now, when we're doing trips and snap downs, that's not as important. But we're going to look at a move that feeds the go behind, which is called a slide. And this usually is used because the person has arms. We get the lift, and as we jack them up, I need to get under his arm to get to his back. And so it's, and I duck my head to the other side of his arm. Now, obviously, yours doesn't have arms, but if I do it without it, we get our lift, boom. And what I'm going to try to do is get my head round to the other side of, in your case, a bag, as I push it to the side. So I'd go like that and try to tuck my head round to the other side. You're just trying to get as far as you can. Basically, what we're doing is getting under a person with underhooks and slipping around them to the back. And it's particularly common if someone goes for a headlock. And that's why I don't like headlocks. We're wrestling, his head's here, I grab and go for a hip toss, and he does this, he body locks me, shucks my arm over his head, and now he's got a rear body lock. That's why I don't like headlocks, because of this. And so, yeah, what we're trying to do, if I go the other way, is lift, and then think that you're throwing an arm over your head, and slide into the other side, so you can see my head ended up on the other side. All right, let's do it. This is a big lift. Just do one or two. Yeah, good, good, good. And really think it's not just a switch. You're ducking under an arm. Like visualize that you've got him up and you're under both his arms, and you're trying to use your shoulder to push the arm up and duck your head underneath. Yeah, and take the back. Good, good. That was great. All right, let's do it. Yeah, that was great. Nice. And just rest for a sec. And you notice when I do it when it's got arms, I'm not sure how well you can see here, but as I lift, I need to push my ears like under his arm like that, and then quickly get my ears to the other side. So it's quite tough on the ears, this move. When it's done faster, this arm needs to go over my head, and then I pin it with my head so he can't come back. And so if the front angle, I'm like here, and as I jack it, it goes over my head, and then I'm trying to use my head to quickly pinch it back so it doesn't do your ears any favors. But this is how we take the back with a body lock that feeds into go behinds. It's kind of like a go behind from a body lock. So let's look now at another part of a lift. This is the sexy lift. This is a reverse body lift. So from here, with your bag, just let it go down. We're actually going to reach over and grip it like this and lift. So it takes a bit of power. Once again, it's like that thing where we've caught them in a sprawl form, body lift, up, and we finish them obviously. Bang. It's a pretty devastating finish. And so for the drill, just lean it onto you, reach over the bag, lock your hands, and just try to get it off the ground. It's going to be heavy. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Good, good. Good. And like we did with the other body locks, do it a little bit one arm at a time. So say I'm wrestling with the guy, I get a half snap. Oof. And so with this arm, I'm going to reach over. I haven't really committed the other arm yet. Now, I gotcha. And from here, it's a big lift and a huge finish, as you can imagine. Not one you want to get caught in. So yeah, if you've got one shoulder on it, reach over with that arm. That's it. Yeah, and secure the lock. Good, good. Yeah, that looks great. All right, let's drill that for a minute. So yeah, half snap, reach over with the arm that you've done the snap, then lock the other one on. We might just take a quick break because those lifts are exhausting. So just 1 minute break. Okay, so we'll just do a couple of carries. We'll do all of these with butterfly grip. So first one, butterfly grip, just lift. And we're just going to do the one where we walk backwards. So walk backwards, turn, cinch him up, and yeah, all in this grip. Okay, we'll just do one more carry round. So this time carrying them forwards, cinch, turn, back forwards. All right. Hey, relax. So we'll go to the first snap drill. I'm just putting on some knee guards because I'm old. So you remember last week when we were doing snaps, there's kind of like trying to just snap them all the way down into your sprawl or snapping them into a front headlock position. So first one is just snapping them all the way down, which usually happens off a failed shot. They attack with a shot, start driving, you start sprawling down, and they end up face down on the ground. And the snap can encourage them. Sometimes if you kind of do this, they stumble towards your legs, and so they just go, like they figure they're already there. So no go behind on the first one, just the snap into the sprawl position. So on the head, as I snap, all the way down into this tripod position, and it's my shoulder that's putting in the bulk of the pressure. All right, let's do it. Get the legs all the way back. Just do one quickly. Yeah, good. That's great. That's great. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Okay, let's do the same thing now with the push-pull. So we're using our forearm here to push in and then pull. So you really want to make sure, the idea is that your forearm would be sitting against their chest. So I've got my collar tie here, but it's not so much that I'm pulling on his head. I sink my wrist and my ulnar and radius against his clavicle like that. So when he tries to push forward, there's like a big piece of bone sitting across his collarbone, not letting him come forward. Whereas if I'm up on his head, he can worm his head in and get too close for that move to be effective anymore. I want to keep that pressure on here to stop him from being able to come forward. So when I push into him, I'm actually doing it more through my elbow and my forearm than my hand, because my hand's on the back of the head. And so I'm trying to push his collarbone up and back. And then when he just does his natural thing, if you do that, most people try to recenter their head as he comes back forward, snap, all the way down again. So yeah, same thing, but with that shove first. And really use the forearm. All right, awesome. Okay, let's go. Good. Okay, take a break there. Okay, so when we want to push a guy back like that, one thing that's quite important is our foot position and hip position. If I'm like this and we're bent over in a freestyle stance, it's going to be very hard for me to push him very far because it's just my arm. What I want to do is be able to step into his center of gravity a little bit. And it's where a little pull before you push is good because they try to straighten up. But the most important thing is that the foot on the side that's doing the push, like this is my right arm, I want to get my right foot a little bit moving to in between his legs, because if I step directly in between his legs as a heavier object, he has to fall. Two objects can't occupy the same space at once. The larger one will move the smaller one. Now, because we're pushing, we get the advantage. And if we step like this, we occupy their space. And then when we do the snap, we suddenly remove that. And so it's kind of creating like a fulcrum for them to act over, which will be about here. My right arm's my pushing arm. My right leg's my stepping leg. I might be resting back here. As I push in, as I snap out, like that. And that creates a little hole for him to fall in. So we'll do that drill again. And this time when we've got our control, whichever arm it is, we're going to step in as we shove, and then remove that leg very, very quickly. It's very similar to like a passing step into covering out. We're going in with our push, and then when we go back, we sprawl down. Just try a couple of those. Yeah, that's great. And see, he's so bent over with the flop that what you'd need to do there, it's actually good training, is when you do your push, don't let yourself be very bent over. Go down to it, but do that by matching its height with your stance. So say this thing's a lot shorter than me, right? And so what I'll do is I'll lengthen the angle like this, but you notice I'm not bending over very much. And so when I step in, you see my posture's quite straight, but what's enabling me to get down to his height is the width in between my legs. I could be lower the longer I make that, but I don't want to be bent over because I'm going to lose force. So it's, as I step in, I leave that trailing leg behind. And you can see now I'm in almost like a lunge. You wouldn't go this deep, but warm down, and I'm matching the dummy's height. And so then when I sprawl, all of a sudden, I'm right on top of him like that, and it kind of, the physics work well. So stay quite upright when you step in and push. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Exactly. And it gives you a lot more options if he does something weird to drag an arm or something. All right, let's do that. Push, pull with a step. Yeah, that's great. That head position in that straighter stance is much better because if basically what it means is that you won't get guillotined. Some people, when you do these moves, they try to like reach over your head really suddenly if you lean down. Whereas if you're in that posture, they'll feel like they can't get it. They'd have to like invert their arm too far to be able to do it. Let's do the last one here, which is that push-pull. So push into them, pull, catch them in a front headlock, and finish the snap from there. So really make it multiple phases. It's catch, legs a little bit back, but not all the way, and then boom, sprawl all the way down. Because this is a guillotine setup as well. Actually, just do one. Yeah, good, good. And don't worry, the bags, they're not perfect for catching. Okay, go. Yeah, great. That's awesome. Awesome. We'll just take a quick water break again. I'm a bit dehydrated. And then we'll do the go behinds.
Nothing, just having a drink.
Yeah, so we'll just do the full sequence. First one, we'll do the 3. First one, push, pull, snap to basic go behind, so no front headlock. So like we did last week, in this one I'm using my left hand, so I'm going to reach with my right hand over. I push, pull down into the snap, boom, and from here I use my right arm to reach over and grab his far hip. So I'm here, boom, and get behind him like that. So obviously that was slow. We do it quickly and get behind. And so we're just trying to get to this surfing position where you can punch, you can grapple, and if you had to, you could pretty quickly put your hooks in.
Okay.
Yeah, good, good, good. That's great. All right, let's do it. 1 minute. Okay, relax. So we'll do the same one going to front headlock. So push, pull, that pause at front headlock, all the way down, go around. Obviously, whichever one's holding the head, use the other one to go for the hip. Okay. Go. Yeah, just do one more. Excellent. That's great. Awesome. Okay. We'll just very quickly look at what happens sometimes when you try to get a go behind. Like say I've gotten to here. I try to go behind, but he grabs this leg, maybe just the shorts or something. And I'm trying to get behind, but he's starting to go for a single leg. You see this in the UFC all the time. And so what we're going to do is use this free arm to go across his face like that. It's called a cross face for a reason. We push, get our leg out, and get behind. So once again, once I've got him snapped, and so this would be if I'd snapped with my left hand and I end up here, I'm going to use my right hand to reach over. I try to get behind, but he grabs this leg. So I use my left arm to go across his face. I would usually grab his arm like this and push. And that makes it incredibly hard to finish a single leg, as you can imagine, because you've got a hard bone across your nose and they've grabbed your far arm. So you can't really get it off. And so the harder you go for the single, the more it feels like you're going to break your own nose. Very unpleasant. So just try one. Go left hand snap, reach over with the right arm for the hip, and then your left hand's going to go across their face. Good, yeah. And don't let yourself go all the way behind until you've got that left arm in, because think that they've grabbed your left leg and they're not letting you do it. You would usually, in BJJ, probably be your gi pants. You'll go, boom, snap, and as you go to go behind, they'll grab you at the knee joint like this, get that arm in, free it, and then go behind. Okay. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. Good. All right, let's drill this both sides. We'll do a 2-minute round, and this will be the last one. I'm exhausted. Go. Yeah, good. And I'll show you what I do to accentuate the difference on the go behind is snap. From here, I reach and I stay in this sprawl position while I'm doing the cross face. And from here, when I get the actual go behind, I switch my hips into a surfing position like that. And so if I was on the other side, I snapped with my right arm, boom, reach with this one, get the go behind, but I'm still in a sprawl, cross face. And then when I visualize my leg getting free, I drop to this more what you think of like a Keza style position like that. And it helps you visualize that your leg got free. Sweet. Yeah, nice. That's it. That's it. Just do one more on the other side. That looks good. Good. Roll and switch. Oh, perfect. Yeah, and the right hand's up, ready to smash him in the side of the head. Yeah, that's good, man. That's really good. I think that'll probably do us for the day. I'm getting tired from getting up and down so much. Cheers, man. Take it easy.